Hey everybody, thanks so much for tuning into Young Money Investments. My name is Cameron Benyon, and today we are going to be talking about UGAZ and DGAZ, the ETFs that are related to natural gas futures. I've gotten a lot of questions about this because I've been trading UGAZ and DGAZ so frequently, and that has really kind of been the bread and butter that I've been able to trade in and out of during this crazy market that we've been having. So if you've been curious and kind of wondering what I'm seeing in the upcoming week and 2 weeks with UGAZ and DGAZ, stick around. This is your video. All right, everybody. So like I was saying, UGAZ and DGAZ are ETFs, which stands for Exchange Traded Funds. Wow, I can't believe I forgot that. Basically, in this video, we're going to go over my plan over the next week. As you have probably seen, UGAZ has sold off massively over the past few weeks. I believe it's down over 130% roughly, based on the slide from the peak to trough. But DGAZ, on the other hand, is up roughly about 110, 112%. So we're going to go over what I see happening and why I'm going to be probably bullish here on UGAZ over the next week or so. Let's take a look at it, and I can kind of jump into my reasons and kind of explanations on why I see this being a good trade for me. Now, again, like always, take this as an informational video. I do not want to tell you, hey, this is where you should buy in, this is where you should sell out. That's not the purpose of this video. But if you do have questions, feel free to leave those in the comment section. If you like this video so far, hit that like button for me, hit the subscribe button, turn the bell notification on, and let's get into this video here. All right, guys, so as we were just talking, UGAZ is the ETF that goes up as natural gas prices increase and goes down as natural gas prices go down. So looking at the charts here, you can obviously see that natural gas has had a tremendous sell-off. If you go from the bottom here to the last peak, you're going to be looking at roughly about a 57%, I guess, slide. I was wrong when I said 100 and so odd percent. I guess if you go forward, coming up to that point, that would roughly be a 136% return. It kind of gets confusing if you go backwards or forwards. UGAZ is one that I have obviously followed quite a bit. I did not really make much of the profit off of DGAZ. I've been very skeptical because I ended up taking a massive position in DGAZ, roughly about $46,000, and lost, probably 12 to 15,000 in that. So I took a massive hit. This was way back when this massive spike happened. And hey, you win some, you lose some. I should have held. Made some money here on DGAZ on the downside. But overall, you learn from your stupid mistakes that you make in the stock market. That's for sure. So as you can see right here, like I said, this was roughly from here to the top is going to be about 135, 136% return. In doing my technical analysis of the chart, I'm looking at a consolidation pattern right here, and I also saw a similar pattern right here. I saw it coming up here. This was about 137, 138% return as well. And so with those kind of big fluctuations and kind of seeing different patterns as they played out previously, I can't see it selling off much more. There are some things such as weather and things like that that do play into natural gas prices, but I want to just cover the technicals right now. With this massive sell-off, the second thing that I was looking at was the support that it has had on this 180-day chart here. Now, as you can see, charting all the way back to about, what is that, May 15th, May 18th, I guess? Is it the 18th or the 8th? May 8th, pardon me, of 2018. You can see that it has had a consistent line of resistance for the stock, for the ETF, pardon me. Until it was finally able to start breaking out in September as it started to get colder, and we saw it obviously increase in price. That's when it started to have this massive push. Now, as you can also see using the RSI indicator, this is going to be huge for me. Obviously, I use the RSI indicator. This is when I did make some money on DGAZ, was obviously buying based on the RSI. Rhett and I had ended up actually trading this quite a bit. This was actually on a Thursday when the natural gas pricing and kind of the stock and reserve that the country has was reported, and it just tanked. It tanked. And it tanked, ironically enough, right down here to this support right here. I mean, as you can see, it started to make lower lows, et cetera, et cetera. When it did not make lower lows and it actually continued to trend down here, you started to have some issues, and it obviously continued to slide and sell. But as you can see now, the RSI on UGAZ is trading at a low 25. RSI again, if you go back here and you look at this RSI right here, that would have basically put it at about a 24 RSI, and that would have been right in here. If you would have bought when that RSI was like that, you would have made about 9%. Now, we're talking about massive fluctuations here. 9% is very small in comparison to these numbers. But I love to see anytime that there has been lows here on the stock charts or on the prices, when you do have a low RSI, it's usually a very good indicator that it's a relatively good time to buy. This is a good example of when it wasn't. If you would have bought in at that trough or that bottom for the RSI, you still would have had some slide. You would have had it slide down roughly about 6% or so, and you would have had to hold through that. Now, that's why I'm saying RSI, just that alone, is not the perfect indicator to use, but it is a good indicator to have. As we continue over here and also start doing a little bit of research on DGAZ, you will see that DGAZ has roughly from its bottom, and we're going to zoom in on this here, kind of bring it up, probably up into that range. Going off of the lows that it has had, it's roughly increased in price by roughly 114%. That's big. Again, 114% gain in roughly about 2.5 weeks. That is a large return, as indicated by the RSI as well. You're showing an RSI that was peaking out right here at about an 80. It's still in that 70 range here. The RSI is just very overbought. Does that mean that DGAZ cannot continue to ride up? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And that's where I look at this chart pattern. Yes, it's had some consolidation right here, and if we wanted to, we could continue to draw that line over this right here. And you could say, hey, it should probably top out somewhere at that 95, 96, yeah, I'd say $97 price range. Should it? Yes, it should. But as we know in this crazy stock market as of recent, it doesn't always do that. The one thing that I would love to have seen is that the SMA, or 180-day simple moving average, would have been a little bit lower. The potential return, if it does not or is able to break resistance here, is an additional 35, I want to say, yeah, 38% roughly. Roughly a 38% increase from where it is currently at. It would take it from prices of right around $96, $97, all the way up to $134 a share. That would be a huge push, and then we would obviously see it potentially sell off. So with that being said, this is what my plan of attack is for trading UGAZ. What I'm going to do here, and I'm going to pull the screen back up for you real quick. What I'm going to do in terms of my plan of attack for UGAZ is I am going to take a small position right here, roughly about $4,000. In this position, I know it is a number that I can afford to lose. If I have to cut losses, my potential loss or potential, my potential loss on this trade is probably going to put me in, this slide right here would be roughly 36%, 37%, well, actually right here, 32%. That potential loss is too large. I don't want to risk that. 30% of a $4,000 trade is roughly about $1,200 to $1,400. I am not going to risk riding it all the way down. My loss potential is going to be probably somewhere right here. So I would say my potential for loss is about 13%. I think I would actually be more comfortable putting it at about a 10% potential for loss before I'm going to cut losses on that $4,000 position. Now, obviously, like I said, I'm going to take that $4,000 position right here in about that $73, $72 price range. We're currently sitting at $76 a share. I would love to pick up more right down here at that $69, $70 price range. That is ideal. And from there, I'm going to hopefully be able to ride it up. What I'm going to do is be very cautious and look to probably sell my swing trade position probably somewhere right up in this range, which would give me roughly about a 41% return on my investment of that $4,000. From that point, I'm going to be very cautious, making sure that it breaks through this level of resistance. And then obviously, again, there will be another level of large resistance right here in this price point. So that is going to be roughly I'd probably buy in there. That would leave me with only about a 7% potential for profit. And those are most likely going to be day trades that I will be day trading in there. So that is what I'm going to be looking for in terms of trading UGAZ. So if you have any other questions, that is my plan of attack for the next coming week and a half with UGAZ and DGAZ. I am seeing that potential trend should be turning around. Yes, weather is kind of abnormally warm. I think in Utah, it's actually it's been like in the high 40s, low 50s even. It's been crazy warm. That is something you do also need to take into account, because as the country is warmer, you're going to see less usage or consumption of natural gas, which is in favor of DGAZ. That is something I do want to take into consideration, and that's why I'm not so set on buying into UGAZ right now. And if you do, don't take a large position, especially if you're swing trading it. Now, I don't teach on day trading. It's not something that I'm advocating or telling you to do, so we're not going to get into the day trades of that. But in terms of being able to potentially swing this up, I see a nice potential right there. So thank you so much for tuning into Young Money Investments. Again, if you have any questions, leave them down in the comment section. Please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell notification, and we are out. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.